Yeah.
Honestly. I want to kind of veer off a little bit for a second.
Yeah, let's
because
talk
this
to
could
him.
get a little spicy.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind? Hold up. What's on your mind?
So I want to talk about some things going on in the media and whatnot. You know, the sports world, the rap world. I want to talk about Kanye. I want to talk about Kyrie.
Because one thing I want to just say quickly. I want to just say quickly. I want to say quickly because there may be a time, you know. Well, there's gonna be a time where the things that people say is gonna have an effect on a lot of people. Right?
Yeah.
So certain things that you're saying now, you guys are saying, we're saying, there's gonna be an effect, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that kind of So that kind of leads in.
I'm thankful that you said that. The reason why, because when you bring it back to the root, why we're here today, business, party, music, right? When you break that down, business, party, music, right? Don't that sound? That sound like something. This is not only this is a music conglomerate. This is a political party. Business party.
Business party, bro.
You feel me? Representatives. Now, so when you say that and everything that we're saying now, you see that the words that people say are having more impact now than they have ever before. That leads us into where we're going and why we're here today. For the business party. To have a voice. You feel me? Now, the business party. I'm saying that now. The business party. You have Republican Party. You have the Democrats. You have the business party. No, I'm just... Yo, use your fucking imagination.
Use your imagination.
You know, there's levels to this shit.
There's levels to this shit. It starts with music.
Yeah.
When we're
Starts with
talking
the music.
to you.
It goes back.
We're
back
talking to you. We're
music
speaking
for
our
the first.
testimony. And you seen somebody come before us that spoke his testimony. His name is Kanye West. And he's running for president in 2024.
Back at it.
He's back at it.
Back at it.
You understand what I'm telling you right now? This is the business party. Kanye West is 2024. Give us some time. Give us some time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The world is changing.
Yep.
The world is changing.
All right, so let's dive into it a little bit. Yeah, what do you got?
Talk.
Now, look, speaking about Kyrie and Kanye, I'm gonna just put it on to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
my little opinion out the way. It's easy to speak on something that you're not going through.
Right.
It's really easy to judge somebody or judge a situation when you're not the one living it, right? I'm not gonna say whether I like or whether I agree or disagree with anything that has going on with the both of them. All I'm saying is that Kanye spoke his whole life into existence. People called him crazy as shit for it when it happened, but if you really look back, Kanye spoke his whole life into existence. And as far as Kyrie is getting reprimanded for speaking his mind. Or not even speaking his mind. Kyrie does a lot of crazy, like, we could sit here and agree or disagree about the shit all day, right? But right now, Kyrie is getting reprimanded for something that he felt passionate about.
Yeah.
So let that sink in. You feel passionate about something. He wasn't trying to disrespect anybody directly or indirectly.
I believe that as well.
In the moment, think about it. You live your life every day. You feel passionate about some shit, right? And somebody else takes that shit and flips it 10,000 times, and you're like, whoa, hold on. You know what I'm saying? So before you judge somebody, try to understand what happened in that moment and what's actually happening in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I kind of want to speak a little bit on the Kyrie situation, because people. First of all, no one wants to mention all the things that he's done, like, bro, like, just in the past
This man
year.
has donated millions.
Millions of dollars, like, just.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
A young woman died recently, right?
Yeah.
Kyrie donated $65,000.
Bro.
Yeah.
Shorty's name, Shaquilla Robinson.
Say that in the mic. Yeah.
What was her name?
Shaquilla Robinson.
And I don't mean no disrespect by not knowing her name. Just don't recall it at the moment. But Shaquilla Robinson, rest in peace to her. Kyrie donated $65,000 why isn't that on the headlines?
Yeah.
Opposed to a video of a documentary that he retweeted or something like that. Why isn't the $65,000 that he donated to a complete stranger not publicized the same way that is? Now, I'm not saying I agree with what he's getting reprimanded for or disagree with it. My opinion stays to me. But I feel if you're going to judge him on one thing, judge him on everything.
Yeah,
Don't just judge him on what can make headlines and make him look like something that you want him to look like. Judge him on everything. Yeah, he tweeted something that could be very touchy to a lot of people.
And he got a lot of followers type
He
shit.
also just donated $65,000 to a complete stranger. When there's people that make quadruple the amount of money that Kyrie makes and didn't donate not $1. They don't donate now. They
Didn't even look that direction.
Not $1 to something in need or something they stand for. So, me, I'd rather die for something I stand for than fall for nothing. That's all. That's how I'm gonna leave that.
Okay.
I like
Shit.
that. I like that.
What I say is, Kyrie. Why they really killing Kyrie is just because he didn't apologize when he had the chance. Honestly, like he had the opportunity and he was like, man, there's no way I disrespect nobody. Like I know where I come from. How can I not like you when I know where I came from? Like, which is not wrong. Like what he said was not wrong. Just him not outwardly being like, yo, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. Like I was just posting it just because it's what I watched. Like I was just saying, y'all should go watch it. Come up with your own opinions. Like that's really why they're killing him. But it's
my bad. I know I'm talking a lot right now.
Add on to it.
But all right, I remember a couple years ago when Sway was trying to give Kanye some game. Like, yo,
Facts.
You don't need these bigger companies to.
He was like, you don't
need these bigger companies. You're you. You could do this, right? Y'all telling me right now that Kanye didn't have this in the plan? Like I just feel as if he saw it. Like he maybe needed to learn that he could do it by himself, right? And not need these bigger parent companies. Right. So how can he get out of these contracts they hold you into? Make them get rid of you. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but in my opinion, it's kind of, if I don't want to be in this contract, my only way out is to make myself look a certain way for the meantime in order to get away from something. Yeah. Maybe I'll do it.
Maybe I'll do it.
You know why? Because Sway was right. If you go back to that interview, Sway was basically telling him, yo, look, why haven't you tried to do it for yourself? Why do you reach out to these bigger companies when you're you and you could touch those people without the bigger company backing you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was when Kanye said, Sway, you don't got the answers.
But
then he said, Sway, you got the answers.
Yeah. So now Kanye, there's nothing holding him back. I'm talking about as far as his contractual obligation. Yeah, like as far, but besides his contract, you using big ass words. Listen, I ain't gonna sit here and cap to y'all like that's Julian. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's cap. I'm saying he uses those terms. You know what I'm saying? In my terms, Kanye got out of a deal, and he could possibly do more with his life now. But you can have different outputs.
Yeah, that's an interesting way.
Really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything on subjects when you're not the one living it. So
Yeah.
My thing, even besides like just the Kanye and Kyrie shit, is that what's bigger and more important than all that shit that they're trying to distract you by is that Brett Favre stole hundreds of millions from fucking Mississippi.
The poorest state in the fucking America, bro.
The poorest state in the United States of America. We counting Hawaii. We counting Alaska. It's the poorest fucking state.
Hold on, speak on that, because
my man Brett Favre. All right, look. So he stole hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Like 5 to 10 million apparently went to his daughter's college in Mississippi. Mississippi. For a new volleyball stadium.
Bro.
Oh, shit.
Took from the poorest of the poor.
But not only was it like hundreds of millions from Mississippi, it was from the welfare fund.
Oh.
Not just like, oh, this is their whole fund. The welfare fund. So it's not like he just took it from the poorest state. The poorest of the poorest in the poorest state is what he took it from. And that's what the fuck I'm on. I don't give a fuck about this Kyrie shit if I'm keeping a buck. If you're offended, be offended. You know what I'm saying? You're 100% to that right. But what's more important right now is that this motherfucker done took hundreds of millions from a state that don't got money like that, and everybody's just brushing it under the rug, covering up with Kyrie needs to be suspended for all this extra shit. And Kyrie's motherfucking owner is supporting a genocide in China right now against the Uyghur Muslims. If you don't know about that, the Uyghur Muslims, go look it up right now. This has been happening for years. Royce White, another basketball player, he's in the Big Three right now. He's been talking about it. This is all life facts. Everybody focus on this Kyrie bullshit, but there's more shit going on that they're trying to distract you from. And if you don't wake up to it or you don't want to know about it, then you won't know about it. You can just say I'm talking some shit. You can just say I'm too woke.
Yeah.
It's just life facts, though. It's just what's going on, man.
To sum it up, basically what Sam John is trying to say is that you need to watch what you say. And now more than ever, what you say fucking matters. So guess what? If you have a following and you say some real ass shit, yeah, we're at that point.
Even this podcast right now.
We're getting close.
Mike. Give him the mic.
Even this podcast right now, right?
Yeah.
One of us probably already said some shit that's 5 years from now they're gonna come find this podcast and be like, yo, Julian was wild and said
Yeah.
But you never know. You just gotta be you. At the end of it, you gotta have your identity, be you, and live with it.
Yeah.
Live or die with that shit.
See,
That's
that's what Kanye is trying to show y'all. He's trying to show y'all that it's okay to be you, cause you're gonna face some turmoil if you're speaking the truth.
I think people struggle with that too. It's like some people want to be true to themselves, but then they are saying, "Oh, I don't know how this person is gonna react to what I'm saying."
Yeah, but that shit really shouldn't even matter, because if you're really about this shit, you just gonna stand up and speak for the shit.
Yep.
Like for example, just for myself, during the time in 2020, during the start of the pandemic and shit, when all the Black Lives Matter shit was going on with George Floyd and shit, like I know a bunch of people I grew up with that went to my school that are cops now. But I'm out here posting every day about like all these cop killings and all this shit. I'm speaking in front of rallies of thousands of people type shit, like speaking my word. And I'm still getting hit up like, yo, bro, you know I'm not like that. You know, either way, like I know you personally. I'm not saying this to come at you. I'm just saying it so people are aware and just know the knowledge of what's going on. This isn't just all facts across everywhere. You got to know both sides of the story, but you got to still speak your mind. If you stand behind that shit, if that's something that bothers you or something that you believe in fully 100%, you can't let some other person's motherfucking opinion just sway you to go off of the shit. You got to just stand behind it 100%, like how you stand behind yourself.
Right.
Like,
you know the fucked up thing about the truth is that when it's the truth, most of the time, it's only you by yourself. So you got to stand up for the truth by yourself. And the truth doesn't become cool until other people agree on the truth. So it takes
time.
It takes time, and it takes a stubborn soul to go through that turmoil and stand for the truth long enough for other people to agree that this is the truth. And that's what we're going through right now. You see someone like Kanye who's trying to speak the truth, and basically what they're doing is they applying so much pressure on him that other people see it and they realize, hey, I don't want to go through all that. So you know what? I'm not gonna do what he did. This motherfucker's crazy. I'm not gonna speak the truth. I don't want my bag to stop. I'm getting money right now. I'm not even gonna go there because, you know, it gets deep, and I'm not gonna use those words. But sometimes when you're controlled and the person that's feeding you has certain parameters, you know what I'm saying? I'll relate it to a parental figure for this, you know, podcast. But when your parental figure has certain parameters and they say, hey, don't do this, you know, fucking everybody else is doing it. But because you know that you got to report back to them, you don't do it, even though that you know in your soul that it's real and right. And that's what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. You got people who's getting paid by somebody else who has a lot of control over what's going on, and they don't want their bag to stop. So instead of supporting Kanye, they go against Kanye. But I'm here to tell you right now, Kanye is running for president in 2024. And basically what's going to happen is because Kanye has gotten so much bad publicity, for him to run in 2024 and to say that confidently, he knows something that we don't know. And basically what I'm thinking is that he knows is that at some point, the idea of Kanye and the negative spin that he's gotten, it's gonna twist.
Yeah,
There's
I was
be
gonna say
a
like
dramatic change of events in support of Kanye.
just before you said that, like the first couple weeks it was like anti-Kanye, anti-Kyrie, but if you look the last week or so, after Farrakhan was like, yo, nah, y'all tripping about Kyrie, Kanye, y'all tripping.
Farrakhan.
Literally everybody, like LeBron came back around. He's like, nah, man, y'all can't be playing Kyrie like that. Jaylen Brown, he been talking about it. If y'all know about basketball, Jaylen Brown been on Kyrie's side about it. He been talking about it. But everybody else, like Shaq, even Charles Barkley went back on the shit. Shannon Sharp, all these motherfuckers that came out and was like, yo, nah, fuck that. Like, he bugging out. They all came back around like, nah, what they're doing to Kyrie is wrong.
Yeah,
like,
making some
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it takes somebody to stand up against all what's being portrayed as the norm to really, like, make people speak their mind.
Yo, tell him.
Yo, the NBA by I don't think they thought it through before pursuing exactly what they did with Kanye. They opened
Kyrie or Kanye?
No, sorry.
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
But it's a tongue twister, you know what I mean? But Kyrie, by the NBA doing what they did to him, they opened themselves up to a huge lawsuit. Think about it. They reprimanded him. He didn't tweet the documentary with an opinion. He tweeted the documentary. Now, as far as how you twist that, what do you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Somebody says something to you and you get offended by it, but they ain't meet it with offense. That's what you were thinking. You know what I'm saying? So they opened themselves up to a huge lawsuit, and it's all over the internet. There's conspiracies and all types of things, but nobody should get reprimanded unless they're being completely disrespectful to a certain group of people. You know what I mean? As far as his situation,
Right.
He wasn't. He said it. I wasn't disrespecting anybody. I was just speaking on something that I felt passionate about. So how can you wrong him for that when there's people every day that do it in a disrespectful way to many groups of people and get slaps on the wrist?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you guys think maybe, like, kind of going back with the Kanye stuff, maybe some of the Kanye stuff that he says maybe could be said in a different way where people kind of relate a little bit more?
I mean, it could, but that's not what he's trying to accomplish.
He's trying to just speak his
Yeah,
truth.
I'm like,
Right.
what he was really trying to do, at least with this recent shit, was just like, you seen him trying to get out of the brand deals that he had for months. Like, it's not like this was something new. This was something from the Donda release till now he's been trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, little step by step by step. And it hit the point where he's like, clearly me saying, like, all this wild shit about my own people ain't gonna work. Let me just say the most outrageous shit about the group of people that either I deem to hold the most power or I think the masses think hold the most power. Let me just say some wild stuff about them and see where it gets me, because that's the only way y'all gonna pack me up. And Adidas really couldn't pack him up, and they didn't pack him up until the public started to put pressure on them days later. Like, Gap
And it
dropped
came
him
out.
instantly.
Yeah.
It was like 3-4 days before Adidas was like, we got to drop him.
We gotta stop.
Because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
literally couldn't drop him. Like, it was literally a
yay.
clause. Like, you can't just drop me because I'm saying some wild shit. Like, it had to be some real, like, I'm dropping stocks type shit to really drop him like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, it was bigger powers at play that he had to go and attack to get where he's at today. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like, I'm saying some wild shit. He's been saying wild shit since 2016 at least.
Yeah.
But
And it's not.
he had to jump out the
it's
window.
wild,
Like,
So with the the Adidas stuff, right? So is Adidas like gonna be selling his Yeezys still, or?
they can sell those designs, but my thought is
5 years.
I'm not buying Jordans that have a Nike tag on them. I'm not. These Jordans on my feet,
Might as well get the
I
team
am
shit.
not buying
Yeah.
if it's a Nike check on them.
Facts.
Uh-huh.
And they know it. They know it.
And they know it. You're not buying a Yeezy if instead of saying a Yeezy 350 on the side, it says Adidas 300. You're not buying that. You know what I'm saying? At least that's my perspective. That's a lot of people, like people that are really in the shoe business, in the sneaker resale business and all that shit. That's how they feel about it. Like, I'm I can't support that. Like the appeal of it was the name behind it. Just like a Jordan, just like a motherfucking Nike Foamposite, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can't resell it. You can't support that shit. It's not gonna hit the same. And they already stole his designs anyways. If you look at some of their shoes, like or they slides,
look at
like
other companies too, bro. They're going.
Going crazy.
I mean,
it's honestly
the thing with Crocs got my guy Salehi behind them, so he been making them Salehi Crocs. You know them unique Crocs that look like kind of fly, but they still Crocs. That's Salehi Bembury. So that's why Crocs been looking up, but all them other shits like Balenciaga, Adidas again, like even some New Balances, kind of like
bro.
They all
they touching,
bro.
They all kind of taking some Kanye shit.
They're all doing it. It's crazy. Like
it's wild.
I went to Atlantis recently, in the Bahamas. And like like they got designer stores everywhere there.
Facts.
And it's like, bro, I'm walking. I had to stop and walk through because I was like, this is like sad. Y'all are literally like it's so bad. Like he's like the clunky like kind of like all that like he start like that was yay. Like I mean maybe like I get it like designer like way back then that whatever, but like as far as like that Yeezy look, the silhouette, like everybody, bro, it's sad.
Exactly. Like you just said, the silhouette of it.
It's so.
This reminds me of a fucking Yeezy. It's not a Yeezy, but I know it reminds me of a Yeezy.
That's my first thought.
Like that. Like so. Nah, I definitely feel that for real. Like, and that's definitely what's going on too, because he's so influential in the fashion shit. So,
bro, that's the thing too, and like what you were saying too, like he's not an idiot. Like he knows the power he has. He's not, like I genuinely believe that. Like, and I understand like people, like you can interpret it in different ways, but at the end of the day, I think he understands what he's getting himself into.
yeah. Nah, that's facts for sure. I agree with that.